Hello, dear friends. This is PeRuPlays again, coming to you from the beautiful island of Cyprus. I'm Peru. A warm hello and welcome back to all the cherished friends of simulation and sophisticated entertainment. On our small and charming channel, we are continuing today with RoadCraft. You may remember we are still on the initial map. We are supposed to prevent a flood disaster around a phosphate plant and the surrounding area. Ideally, we should protect everyone as much as possible. In the previous episode, we encountered some difficulties with the initial lessons on operating the crane, and I sincerely hope that I still recall everything and that it proves to be beneficial. We'll see in a moment, folks. If you're enjoying this, I'd appreciate it if you could show support and let me know you're liking it. Feel free to give a thumbs up, ring the bell, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, I would say, let's get started. Let's jump into the game. Yes. So, the newly established primary mission objective, what exactly does it connect to? Secondary mission objective. We need to quickly look into the mission here. I see there is an urgent need for action right now. Please pause for just a moment. There is already an alternative route that is currently not functioning as it should. What precisely is occurring here? Hold on a second. Dispatch the vehicles without delay. Is someone trapped once again? The colleagues need to manage the situation without my help at this particular moment. Oh dear, oh dear. Therefore, construct a flood barrier to strengthen the shoreline. Alright, what exactly is happening? Object, we are currently in the final stretch. Before the impending storm arrives, we are diligently fortifying this place to be virtually indestructible. Finish constructing the flood barrier along the coastline. Utilize the tower cranes to position the panels for additional reinforcement. Oh my goodness. Collectively, we can create a truly formidable stronghold. Indeed, they certainly do. That is sufficient. I have confidence in myself, correct? Oh my goodness, my apologies. Indeed, I am truly pleased that they possess such a significant amount of trust. Whether that is truly justified, I am not entirely certain. You know, I probably need to get into one of the cranes for that, correct? So, hold on a moment. I have to get into a crane. How exactly does that function? Please hold on for a moment. Is it possible for me to enter here directly? Yes, indeed. Oh, alright. Now, naturally, we require the plates for this. Are these the things here? At this current moment, I find myself without any audio. Everyone kindly refrain from inquiring as to the reason. I am proceeding in a somewhat silent manner without any crane operation. Ah, there's the crane. Hold on for a brief moment. Oh! Now I have audio, which is quite pleasant indeed. Hook up and down. So, I still require something here. Is it sufficient on both sides? Let's connect it and determine if it functions, because I believe they also need to be inserted in a vertical manner here. I'm not entirely certain, but we shall attempt it. Oh, I didn't elevate that one very well. Oh well, it needs to descend anyway. I hope that's adequate. It's too near to the ground. That won't suffice. We must make it shorter. We need to shorten the cable. There's no alternative. Careful. So, I'll lower it gently now. Hold on a second. Does it take it again? It can't be that lengthy. No. That appears better. Hold on a second. So now, Now comes the moment of truth. Can I manage to get it in there? Oh dear, is there a method for me to rotate this particular item here? Let's endeavor to rotate it. I'm beginning to feel a bit stressed once more. Let's observe. Not quite, not quite. Let's examine how precisely it's already displaying green. We've positioned the initial wall sections, or to be exact, the initial wall section. The infrastructure appears to be operational once more. I actually prefer it more when lowering it down. It's more advantageous when you're truly on top, as you can at least assess a bit better if you're truly over it or not. Let's connect it. I just realized with Y and X, I can adjust the rope length. Wait, that's precisely what I needed, exactly what I required. It would be amusing if we couldn't manage this here. We will preserve this work and the people naturally. Yes, the control is somewhat crumbly here, but, well, I must say it's relatively generous when it comes to placement. I find it acceptable, quite fair, thank you. Thumbs up, should this be the center? Okay, a bit differently lifted and raised, which appears quite professional. Well, a bit at least. So I observe there's still a significant amount of work and even more practice required for us to truly complete this satisfactorily. You truly need to exercise caution because it reverberates as well. You observe the entire structure here. Everything is perpetually in motion here. Oh, I understand now. There's a crane situated back there. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, young man. Certainly, everything is absolutely fine. I would sincerely appreciate the opportunity to enter at this moment. Thank you very much. So, now we definitely know where things are heading. That's the most important thing. At least I know what he wants from me. Older people can sometimes be a bit slow to understand. What can you do? That's just how it is. Alright, let's make sure we promptly and efficiently get everything thoroughly prepared and set up, because it won't be much longer before the storm eventually arrives. We definitely want to be finished on time. Fortunately, we actually don't have to build the entire wall. That would have been something. Although I'm not entirely certain, there is a possibility that they might eventually require us to construct a complete wall in its full length and width at some point during the game. I think it has to be the right way around, doesn't it? I assume so. So, is it absolutely necessary for us to rotate this once more? Is this the very final one? Indeed, I require precisely just 2 here, thank goodness. I must sincerely confess, I am genuinely pleasantly surprised at this moment. I had envisioned the crane control system to be somewhat more intricate, if you remember. Construction simulator and similar things, my goodness. However, This actually functions well. It's alright. You are capable of handling it. So, be careful, floating cargo. We don't want to knock a dock worker out. That's not necessary. Oh, now it appears that we're slightly too far out with the trolley I just observed. Now we also need to rotate it, this entire apparatus right here. Do you notice that? I believe it's inverted. Wait. Yes, that's how it should be. And it definitely needs to go further in, so hold on. A little further over in this particular direction, a little further outward, continue rotating, rotating, rotating downward. Let us observe. Yes, that ought to be sufficiently adequate for him. I believe it is quite satisfactory. Oh, we have successfully managed to unlock the mule. All right, it is accomplished. Very nice. Good start. So we are receiving some commendation here from the colleagues, which I find quite pleasant. In that silence, there's an unusual tranquility, as if the world is holding its breath, pretending that everything will be all right once more. However, a storm must remain faithful to its inherent nature. That does not sound particularly favorable. Therefore, you must have successfully completed all the primary objectives on this particular map. New maps have now become available in the map selection. Return to the habitat to select a newly unlocked map or to accomplish the secondary objectives. Certainly, let's take a closer examination. Do we still retain an objective? Let's examine closely. Secondary objectives. Sure, link the storage facility to the advanced base with a set path. Hold on for a moment, I truly am. I am in favor of it at this particular point, but we have not yet uncovered this forward operating base. Could that possibly be the case? Could that be? So, please hold on for just a moment as we are presently standing here at the abandoned facility. Is that accurate? No, we are actually at the postal office, but we have a vehicle stationed there, so we do not need to retrace the entire route. Let us take our scout vehicle here, shall we? Oh God, I sincerely hope I can find the route now. Yes, so let us proceed and head out here once more. How did we actually get here? Ask me something better. I think this way. Certainly, it seems rather watered down in this particular area, doesn't it? My dear friends. Friends, I would genuinely like to know at this moment. How do we actually manage to get out of here now, folks? Please don't drive me insane. How deep is it here? Can we drive in there? No, not a good idea. Not a good idea. We have to take the long route, friends. It can't be helped. Regrettably, there is no other option, everyone. We are compelled to take the longer route. Otherwise, we risk submerging. Quite literally. So, where exactly did we dispatch the trucks? Am I entirely out of my mind here? I believe there was a ramp over here on the left side where we drove down. Could that be correct, friends? Because then we are precisely right here. Is it possible for us to get over here? Come on, let's engage in a little bit of off-roading. Come over. He does not really desire to... Well, he genuinely wishes for us to go the entire distance here. Alright, are we within such an arrangement here? Oh my goodness, please hold on for a brief moment. I really need to contemplate something right now. I'm somewhat at a standstill here. This is starting well. I'm sincerely contemplating this at the present moment. Would it have been more intelligent to select the older truck or the brand new mule? I'm quite uncertain. Wow, everything here is already completely flooded. Are you informing me of this at this very moment? Because we just drove out of this place with a truck right in front? There is the gate. Can't you say that everything here is already flooded? We are also going in the right direction. Where is the gate? The gate is located to our right side, so it is here. Can I still get through there? Can I still get through there? I will take the wheel, as I intended to proceed smoothly along the perimeter here, so we won't need to use the snorkel immediately. Oh my goodness gracious, thank heavens. I at least remembered a small portion of it. Well, let's ascertain if we can locate this forward outpost. And indeed, subsequently, we will definitely follow this route. Therefore, with a touch of fortune, we shall soon witness our colleagues passing by once more with the additional 2 columns that we have previously established. Unless they have already exhausted all the supplies here. I should perhaps avoid driving excessively in the center of the road, just in case I require the winch, so there's something close by, like a palm tree or possibly a utility pole. I'm not entirely sure. There must be some kind of mess hidden here. So let's take a quick look at the map. Where are we? Yes, that's really unfortunate. The cloud cover, you can't see anything. Well, we can't get through on the right anyway. Let's just continue following the road for now. I hope we find a turnoff or something like that soon. Like this, for instance. That still appears to be a facility. On one hand, I'm quite curious, but on the other hand, I clearly want to accomplish the secondary objective here first. But that up ahead seems to be it. Yes, and of course we still need to set up the route. That's clear. Oh boy, the weather simply isn't improving at all, my friends. It's just not getting any better. Alright, then I would propose that concludes it for the time being, and now let's examine where precisely do we need to proceed. To the forward operating base, indeed, we are already well aware of it. I would strongly suggest consistently adhering to the wall, truly the primary routes, even if it occasionally takes a longer time, but it's not about proximity or distance, it's about where the colleagues are able to drive, and that's the crucial aspect, correct? Allow me to observe. I shall return to utilizing the mouse, as it is significantly more advantageous for strategic planning in this manner. Oh my goodness, indeed. I shall attempt to organize smaller segments once more in this location, particularly when the pathway is meandering, to ensure that the colleagues are able to navigate through securely and we do not find ourselves in a traffic congestion immediately. Oh my goodness, I am not entirely persuaded by what I am presently engaged in at this particular moment. Please hold on for a brief second, because that seems to be excessively close, once again. Observe, Mom, just a little bit further over in this direction, so now I am actually shifting slightly more towards the center to ensure that this situation works out effectively. Effortlessly transfer the card over to this particular location in this specific manner. Alright, precisely like that. I would recommend let's advance upwards in this particular direction towards the left at this precise moment, and then, indeed, I am optimistic that this is truly an incline. I earnestly hope they successfully navigate the slope into the Bagaluten. We shall observe, as we simply must embrace the risk. After all, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I also do not wish to have an excessive number of convoys on the identical route, because otherwise we will genuinely encounter a traffic jam and with this particular terrain, that is anything but pleasant. Therefore, as I mentioned earlier, think ahead and plan accordingly. Then we shall take an alternative route for the convoy in this location, and I sincerely hope it unfolds as I envisioned. So after all the effort, right here at the beginning, we will indulge ourselves a little. We'll take a look at whether and how the colleagues make it through here. Observe, we can already witness our colleagues maneuvering their vehicles. That's the other convoy. That's precisely what I was referring to. I believe it's quite beneficial if they don't necessarily intersect paths constantly. It's rather pleasant from a visual standpoint, on the other hand, as I mentioned earlier. If they obstruct each other's paths, it's quite detrimental. It's really quite detrimental. Oh man, I hope this works out. It doesn't appear to be very promising at this point, as I frequently like to mention. So, alright, I would really appreciate the opportunity to participate at this moment, if you don't mind. I would like to examine it thoroughly. Certainly it's rather delightful that you're observing, so everyone wishing you the best of luck. Now, Dad is going to unwind. We have earned ourselves a little bit of watching, haven't we? What concerns me the most at this particular moment is this downward slope, and subsequently the journey to the storage facility. I hope it's not too steep. However, at this point, we should have indeed completed everything on this initial map. I believe there is another significant point, yet we have effectively managed it quite successfully here, just recently with Hoppel. It is naturally evident that with each passing vehicle, the track deteriorates further. It's merely mud and sludge, and you simply wouldn't believe it. Oh, that's constructed rather close to the very edge of the road here, if you can even refer to it as a road. I'm really curious when it will start that we can actually build roads ourselves here. Then it will naturally become somewhat more straightforward for our trucks, or rather for our entire convoys. Indeed, you can already discern that this time it's a considerably extended route that our convoy is required to traverse. Naturally, the more extended the route, the greater the opportunities there are to make mistakes. I hope not. So there's that little village, or whatever it's supposed to be again, and now we have to go up the hill to the camp. I hope it goes well. Hope the colleagues don't mess up. The second one's already coming up. Okay, so far they have fought their way through here well. Exemplary. Colleagues, keep going. Yes, the corner is of course familiar to us again from the last episode. We are back on familiar ground, so to speak. Certainly, he must convey a rather considerable load here with his concrete slabs on the back, yet he seems to ascend effortlessly. Great. And there you have it. The track is completely set up. Truly impressive. Yes, they are on their way. What is going on here again? Are you fully aware that you are departing from this particular location? We have already meticulously reviewed all the mission objectives here multiple times. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, we will allow the guys to take the wheel. I am genuinely quite curious before we depart from this map. There was something supplementary to the right-hand side of us, so here we are currently with the Explorer. I am genuinely quite interested in discovering what type of facility that was, which we just observed while passing by. I would like to uncover that information today. And I would propose, let's commence with the new map in the subsequent episode, shall we? I would recommend that because I believe, considering the limited amount of time available, it doesn't seem reasonable to initiate a new map at this moment for merely 1 or 2 minutes, to exaggerate slightly. Let's delve a little further in this area to discover what additional elements might be uncovered on this map. Observe, just ahead, we notice another vehicle from our convoy. He is navigating himself through this particular area with a bit more caution. I'm maneuvering around somewhat roughly with this vehicle here. So, right there on the right, we see that. Is that also a warehouse, or what is it? Wait a minute, or does it still belong to the factory where we were? Oh, please hold on for a moment. What precisely do we have here? It seems to be a bridge. Let's take a look in here first. Loading zone. Are we going to come back to this particular spot later? I am not quite sure, my friends. Yes, dear Pat could tell me that now. What happened? What's that noise? When a storm is predicted, I really don't like that kind of cracking noise. What's happening with the bridge? Oh, it's a drawbridge. Hold on a second. Would it lower if I was standing on it? Now I'm genuinely curious. Come on, we have a bit of extra time at the moment. Let's give it a try right now. Well, if I gently prod them... No, he does not appear to want to. Alright, yes everyone, regrettably there is absolutely no opportunity, nothing to be done. I was really hoping that we might be able to uncover a little bit more in this particular direction. Or is this already the transition to the subsequent map? We will certainly discover that in the next session, I would confidently say. Yes, today's episode is somewhat shorter, but as I previously mentioned, I believe it is more practical not to initiate a new map in the final few minutes, but rather to commence that immediately in the subsequent episode. I hope you agree with me on that. Otherwise, I hope you had a bit of fun. If so, show some love. Give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe, as is usually done. If you find it enjoyable, you ought to do it ahead of time. I appreciate that. Indeed and foremost, thank you for tuning in. With this in mind, until we meet again. Farewell.